Howdy, folks. G Money here. Back with another short story time event that happened, probably 2006, 2007. This was pretty funny. If you don't know me, then you don't know that I like to do a lot of practical jokes and prank people. So this was one of those times where I couldn't resist the opportunity. So I worked at a fish market part time, and they would get in all kinds of fresh fish from different fishermen. And on this one particular day, there was a gentleman who would regularly produce for the fish market, and he would go diving and he would spear fish. So on this one particular day, he had brought in some nice fish, some big fish, and he had a 91-pound black uh, carburetor. It's a black grouper. And so we took a bunch of pictures of it. I had a bunch of pictures of it on the fillet cutting board and stuff like that. So I worked with a guy, an older guy. Sorry, a lot of things in the water behind me here. I want to make sure it's not a gator sneaking up on me. But anyway, so I worked with an older guy from New York, and he had another buddy who also lived in his region of New York, and they both had moved to Southwest Florida, and they would go fishing all the time. They were kind of like know-it-alls, and the one guy Pat had a 21 or 22-foot boat, and they would go offshore for grouper all the time. Hold on, my glasses are steaming up here. And they would always go offshore for grouper, and they thought they knew everything about grouper. They did really well, but they weren't the only person that knew anything about grouper. But so I had a project boat that sat like two streets behind the bait shop. I got it real cheap, and I never really got around to doing anything with it. I'm not going to lie, but they knew I had that boat, and was trying to tinker with it here and there. And I never really got much done on it. But so they had the, we had the pictures of the fillets. They were big. I forget what the yield was at that time. I want to say it was like 37 pounds. I don't know if that was the total or each side, but I know there were massive slabs, fillets. And so I took these pictures, and then when I had them, that was the old days. I had the pictures developed at the Walgreens, and so when Pat finally comes in, we get kind of set this up. The other guy's name was Chick, and he says, "Hey Gary, show him what you caught." Now, mind you, my the time I owned that boat, it never saw water. It saw rainwater. That's about it. But there's a little local reef about 3 miles off the coast here called Mays Reef. It's okay, but it's not producing like some of the big reefs. You would get 15, 20 miles offshore plus, and but it was good to go out there, and you could bend the line, catch some okay fish, but you're not really. It's not known for catching large, massive fish. So I tell Pat, I said, yeah, I said I took the boat out and I took it for a test ride, see if everything worked on it and everything. And I decided to the last minute I threw a rod in the boat, and I was out at Mays Reef, and this is what I caught. I showed him the pictures. His jaw hit the ground. He was so mad because I I don't know how much he had invested in his boat, all his tackle, all this stuff, and he really thought I caught that black carburetor. You couldn't, like when I took the picture, it was speared in the head, so he didn't get a good view of that because I that was kind of cropped out. But anyway, G Money got another one that was funny as heck, and he we didn't tell him for years that was all a BS story, and it was funny. He never looked at me the same after that. He was I don't like. He's probably thinking, how can this idiot catch a fish that big? And I know everything about grouper fishing, and I can't catch anything more than 10 pounds or whatever. But anyway, G Money gets another one. Be careful, folks. You could be next on the G Money hit list. Peace out. Always know your legal limits.